That's the best news I've ever heard about my teeth in my entire life. Thank you. What did you think of the first video in this series, Invisalign Part 1? Tell me in the comments below. Today we're following it up with Invisalign Part 2, getting me on my way to my full mouth restoration. Hopefully by now you guys understand that when I did Invisalign, I started in fall 2019. Due to COVID hitting in the spring, my March appointment was moved down to June, which of course meant for a mouth grinder like me, I had to make my trays last. And I grinded the heck out of those things. During my final appointment with Dr. Hoiberg, who did my orthodontics, he assessed my teeth and determined if I needed more trays. After his assessment, I returned to Dr. Clark, the one who did my mouth restoration. He assessed my teeth and actually lasered my gums. At the end of this video, I catch you up on today, what's going on in the winter of 2024 and what is happening with my teeth.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun.
So right now I am wearing tray 11, and I know this because my packet says 11 on it and it's the empty one, and every time I finish a tray I stick it back in its packet, even though they're like worn and discolored and everything. At least like it helps me keep track of what tray I'm on. Invisalign also has an app that can help you do this, but I just find having the packets and then I just like keep them all in this like Invisalign bag keeps me up to date, and usually I change on the same day. Now the issue has been, and this is an abnormal issue, but if you are real time with me right now and you're in Invisalign, you may have had this issue too. It is coronavirus in the United States and lockdown happened, and now it's June 1st today, but my last appointment would have been in March and then everything was closed. So it's been hard. Like one of my trays I basically wore for like 4 or 5 weeks straight. I mean, you're only supposed to be in the trays for 2 weeks, but the issue was that we just couldn't get more trays. Sometimes my dentist would like mail me one, but it was really like random. So today's checkup is a long one waiting. It'll be interesting to see like if I'm still on track or if my process is going to take a little bit longer since we were not able to stay up with the trays as we should have. So I'm not exactly sure how it's working today. Obviously with coronavirus, COVID-19, everybody's changed their protocols. We've had a lot of emails from different people saying how they're doing it, and of course I've got it confused. Their door is open, so maybe I don't have to wait in my car and make the phone call. I don't know. We're gonna see. Check it out. Hey guys. Good morning.
Do you have a mask with you?
I do.
Okay, so I'm grabbing that.
Yes, I carry those in my bag with me. All right, so I'm all masked up, and then I fill out this form. Hi, right here?
Yep, right here.
Great, thank you.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. How's your trays been?
Well, when I got new ones, it was awesome. The other ones were just falling apart, of course, because
Oh yeah, so long. Yeah.
they were discolored.
Shattered.
Yeah.
This craziness.
But at least it kept my teeth from doing further grinding on themselves.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
All of these
Yay!
trays,
Lots of
right?
trays. So 16 is my last tray, right?
16 is your very last tray, so that will be your last tray. 2 weeks each tray. We'll have you back in 8 weeks.
Dr. Hoiberg.
Hi.
Do you want me to pull out my current trays?
Yeah, let's take a look. So I heard you went into Dr. Clark's office just recently, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so I know we want to rotate this tooth a little further and this tooth with the trays. And we're looking to get a little space in between these two front teeth here
Okay.
for restorations, but more on the distal aspects of these upper laterals. He didn't want any extra space in between the centrals here, so we're going to leave those spacing as is, and they're just going to make those teeth a little bit longer. And bite down for us. Good, and your bite is stable, upper and lower. Okay, so we'll try these trays in.
Okay.
And this is tray 13.
But I'm still in the middle of 12. Should we just move on to 13?
Let's see, how long you have those on for?
I think a week.
Oh yeah, let's keep those on.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll need 2 weeks with your trays. I feel like the upper left lateral still needs to rotate a little bit in this one.
Okay.
And you can kind of see there's a little void of space in between the incisal edge of the tray, and that's when you know when you can move on.
Okay.
As well as here, you kind of see there's a little extra space. I can push that down, and you kind of see it fulfills its full space in the tray. So that is going to move, especially with the attachments. It's pulling that down.
Okay.
Do you have any Chewies or little things that we put on You had those yet? You bite down and squeeze, bite down and squeeze. Liz, can you grab me a couple of those?
Oh, it like helps the teeth get set more into the tray? No, I've never used those.
So we'll start to do that now.
It's like a dog toy.
Yeah.
Kind of. Actually, it feels really good when you bite.
Really?
Yes.
Perfect. So I just stick it in like on each side and just kind of
You can
compress.
just put it on the middle.
Like here?
Yes, and bite down for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then yes, and you can open, and just like that, and that'll kind of help out. Do that 100 times or 200 times a day as much as possible when you're driving or when you're just thinking, and it'll push these teeth and help this one move down and this one move down.
So just always in the center?
Yeah, on this, in your particular case, yes. In some cases, we have patients that have teeth that are having trouble working back here, and we do the same thing back there. But with you, it's going to be the direct center. Hold and squeeze, and then go forward like that.
It's also a great jaw exercise.
Well, my jaw doesn't need any more exercise. It is exercised out. Okay, so it's super exciting. I come back in 9 weeks, and then I will be done with all of my trays. And at that point, we will take off all of the attachments that I have on my teeth that keep like the pressure for the different trays. And then I will go back to Dr. Clark, who is my dentist who is doing the rebuild, and he will take impressions and assess the teeth for if they are all in the position he wants for the rebuild. And if they are, then we will schedule the rebuild. If they're not, I will come back. We will do a few more trays to get them perfect, and then so forth. So super exciting. It's gone a lot quicker than I thought it would. Today is my final Invisalign appointment, or we hope so. This is tray 16, and I've been in it for over a month because of COVID and rescheduling appointments and everything. So anyways, this thing is worn down, and we are going to get checked up, and they're supposed to take off all of my Invisalign attachments today. So I'm super excited because if this is done, then that means I can schedule my appointment with my dentist and get all of my teeth redone, which is the goal of this entire process. So here we go. So we are getting the attachments off, and I have a video where they show putting the attachments on, but the attachments are what keep Invisalign in place and help all the different trays do what they're supposed to do in changing or twisting or rotating teeth. All right, so we're all masked up to walk in, of course, because that is the world we live in today. I love Dr. Hoiberg and his whole staff, his family, they're great. And he takes care of me and 2 of my boys. All right, it is my time to walk back. All right, we're in our seat and we're getting ready, and she's gonna come in and we're gonna take these out, and then we're gonna take the attachments off. So Dr. Hoiberg is my orthodontist, and he's been taking care of my teeth and the boys' teeth. And today, what is our culminating event, right?
Yes, it is. We're gonna be able to assess things. We're gonna be able to remove attachments, and then also get a last scan for retainers. We'll work with Kim's dentist, and in particular with that, be able to assess the ideal placement of each tooth, so the restoration is going to be just perfect. So we'll look today and make sure everything is where it needs to be.
Perfect.
If not, we can easily do another scan to kind of address that and make it ideal. Okay, so I'll take a look right now.
Can't wait.
Well, I'll take those. So let's take a look here.
Yeah.
So she has a very strong musculature that is actually grinding through the back teeth. Usually we don't see this after just 4 weeks of wear. But yeah, we've got a lot of grinding going on here.
And honestly,
it's very common.
To be fair to these 2, after a certain point, I've stopped wearing them during the day and just wearing them at night.
Yeah.
So this is just all night mostly.
And you can see it ground through a full 2 millimeters of plastic there, which is substantial. I can say we don't see that.
That is why this is more than just vanity. This is a medical thing.
It is. So what we want to do is make sure that Dr. Clark has enough space for ideal restorations. The big thing we don't want is to make 2 teeth really large. We want to have a good circumference width of all individual teeth on here. So that's what we're looking for right now, and you can kind of see around this canine here. In particular with that, we have space on the distal and mesial is what we call that. So Dr. Clark is able to add additional tooth structure to this tooth and the canine and even the premolar to make it so these central teeth are not excessively large. And open for me, and you kind of see here, Kim, you've got a lot of wear on the lower. The enamel is this color in the front, but you see you've ground through the enamel all the way, and you have those little yellow areas inside of here. That's called dentin. And then even through the dentin, you've worn through the dentin, is there secondary dentin, so even a little darker brown area there. So you've got the lighter enamel, then the yellower dentin, and then even the body's put down an extra layer called secondary dentin to stop that from wearing down. But you've got that even on this canine here, a substantial groove. So long term, I think it's ideal for you to get some coverage on this. There's 3 different ways to go about that. Sometimes composite, sometimes veneers, and sometimes crowns. And those are all more ideal than grinding down teeth and losing structure. The big concern that we have, I'll have you bite down for me, is as we start to lose a lot of tooth structure, it collapses the jaw, and then the joint starts to have issues with TMJ, and that's our big concern. So we don't want to cause joint sensitivity, headaches, major issues like that. So it's going to be a beautiful finish. You've already got some fillings here on those, don't you? So I have some occlusal coverage, yes, and I think Dr. Clark may be able to work with this ideal setup perfectly. If he wants more of intrusion, and sometimes we push these teeth down and away from each other so they don't need to be ground down as much, he'll be able to assess and tell us if that's what he desires. The spacing is ideal nonetheless for all of the restorations that need to go and occur. These 2 teeth need to be wider, and you can kind of see we have less space on each side of that to match the width of the laterals here. And then on the upper, we haven't added any additional space to these centrals because that's how wide we want them. We want to get the width on the laterals and the canines. And that will then support nice lip structure.
And support like my jaw and the lift of the face too, eventually, right?
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
100% there. I'm excited for you.
Oh, I'm so excited. So you can see even when I bite down, like, do you see how my smile doesn't go up? It just goes like flat because all my teeth are so ground down and short that there's nothing lifting up or creating space in my mouth. So when I smile, that is my teeth clenched. And they're just flat. Ever since I really started noticing I was losing teeth length, I just like smile with my mouth open kind of. I'm like, because if I bite down, it's flat.
The big thing with COVID is that we worry about aerosol appointments.
Right, like my bodily fluids being aerosol.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's very common with dental procedures to have that happen.
Because you're spraying in water and stuff.
Water and air. Yeah. So these hand pieces run off air and with water as well. So with that, what we do is we purchase these machines that actually have an infrared light and also a sterilizer.
Oh, there is an infrared light?
Inside.
Oh.
So as soon as I hit it, and it's all just hand-based things, so we're able to just get 99% of the aerosol out of the air. Blessing to have that.
And then you're just grinding off the attachment.
That's it.
Okay.
Today, attachment removal.
All right.
And this burr does not cut enamel, which is nice. It just removes the clear resin. Mainly because it has 17 flutes on it and it's softer metal than actually the enamel. So I purchased those just to make sure we're not grinding on teeth that are not needed. But it is going to be a great feeling to have just this little part off the tooth. It's going to feel like your teeth are a lot less bulky. You're not getting your tongue caught on them as well. Your tray will still be worn at night only, okay? Up until you get another retainer to help hold that where it's going to be at. I think we placed an attachment on this tooth. It looks like there's some manner build there. So I'll polish off this as well.
So he just ground off my attachments and yeah, they feel super smooth. Like I don't feel anything.
Yeah. So it's going to feel much better. It's going to feel a little easier to eat now that you have those off as well. We will give you a temporary retainer, okay?
Okay.
Since you've worn through that. Usually we use that as your temporary retainer, but since you've been busy grinding on those teeth and it's actually ground through, it's going to be advantageous to get a little thicker one. So we'll give you actually one that's going to be able to have that done. We'll take impression, one upper, one lower today.
Okay.
We'll order that. It'll be ready by next week. You can stop by and we'll give it to you.
Perfect. Okay, so my next step after leaving today is to make the appointment with Dr. Clark and get him to relook at it.
Correct.
Okay.
And if everything is okay with respect to the foundation, which with respect to what I do, orthodontist, I make that foundation for you to support all of his restorations. So yeah, we'll go from there.
Perfect. You guys are the best.
Hey.
Thank you.
And your tongue is going to go up to the roof of your mouth for me. Your tongue is up? Okay. It's just going to sit there for a piece.
It's trying. You guys are read.
And we're going to go ahead and pop that out. It's probably so weird to look at yourself.
I'm used to staring at myself. I do it every day. Oh, I'm in embarrassment. My impression is just we're finished. Obviously, that's why I have it all over my mouth. I'll get new trays next week. And then I also need to make an appointment with Dr. Clark so that we can get going on what the next steps are for rebuilding. If I wasn't rebuilding, I would be wearing this retainer for the next 6 months that they're making for me. So we'll see how long I wear it based on when we do the rebuild. And just like that, my attachments are off. My Invisalign is done. Now I just need to come back, get my good retainers, and then we're on to the next step of rebuilding my mouth. So I'm super excited about that, and don't worry, we are going to film when they grind off my teeth and put on all my new teeth. I'll also take you with me to my next appointment with Dr. Clark, where we decide, did the Invisalign work enough and are we ready to do the rebuild? All right, so it's a couple weeks later. Well, it's 1 week later since we're there. They have my retainer ready, and so we're gonna go there, and then we're gonna go on to Dr. Clark, who is going to be doing my rebuild, and we're going to get an assessment if my teeth are in the right position to be able to start basically grinding them down and putting on the new teeth. So here we go, let's go finish this. No, I don't have any retainers. I'm still like living in my old tray that's like 6 or 8 weeks old. Okay. Disintegrating. Ooh, all right. Pop out these old disintegrating retainers. Ooh, these are tight. Nice. Ooh.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
These are nice and tight.
Nice. I don't think I met you before.
I'm Kim. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Andres.
Oh, hi, Dr. Andres. All right, so I just got my retainer from Dr. Hoiberg's office, and it fits really well, and he says it looks good. Now we are headed over to Dr. Clark's office so he can assess, are my teeth in the right spots, and can we schedule the rebuild, which I can't wait. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Guys, so Dr. Clark has just walked in, and we are going to discuss what this mouth rebuild is going to consist of.
First of all, we're going to take a few minutes and just evaluate the progress of your Invisalign. We're doing what's called a full mouth rehab, which means that we're going to be placing a new crown or a veneer on every single tooth of the mouth. On the front teeth, it's going to be veneers, and on the back teeth, it's going to be just a series of crowns.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of steps that are involved in that, and it's fairly extensive. From the first visit, today would be kind of like the first visit. I know we've done lots of consultations in the past, but today is actually the very first step in the process.
Okay.
We're doing some things that are gonna lead into what we're gonna be doing probably in about a month or so.
So you think we don't need to wait like 3 months or 6 months out of Invisalign? We can kind of...
If everything looks good, and if your gums look good, if your gums are healthy and your teeth are healthy, then you don't need to wait. When we look at the final outcome, we want the teeth to be in the perfect positions. We also want the gums to be in the perfect positions with respect to the position between the gums and the teeth.
Okay.
When I say the gums, I'm talking about the interface between the tooth and the gum. We want them all to be at the correct level. And we also want them to have the best shape, because we're putting all this effort into your teeth. We need the gums to look good as well. Sometimes, and when I say sometimes, I mean almost always, we do a little bit of laser in the beginning.
Okay.
It's just laser recontouring. We're recontouring the teeth or the shapes of the gum interface between the teeth and the gums.
Okay.
And sometimes lengthening as well.
Well, great. I'm excited about that.
In your situation, you're trying to get length. And we get length from a couple different ways. Number one is going to be from just making your teeth longer with veneers and crowns. But the other way that we develop some length is by doing some gum work with a laser. That's
that the laser?
Right there. Uh-huh.
Ooh, I do like lasers. All right, so I believe we're gonna laser my gums now. I'm not sure how much lasering I need done. I guess it can like leave some blackness because of, obviously the laser's burning the skin, but anyways, we'll see how that goes, and I'm super excited to get this whole reconstruction going, like get it done, because I can't wait for new, bigger teeth.
Yeah, we'll definitely be doing some lasering.
Oh. So like for instance, if we laser on these front two that are veneers, will we like suck up into where the cap goes on them?
We're gonna raise the level of the gums, right?
Right.
And then we want them completely healed, and whenever we do the veneer goes all the way to that margin. We call that the margin.
But these two are veneers, and so I'm just wondering, like when
we're done today, you're gonna see beyond them.
Okay, that's my concern.
You are. It is, and it's just how it's got to be.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna see. You are definitely. that is always something that people. You don't have. It's gonna be minimal lasering.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because the reason for this is because your gums are really healthy and you have really small pockets, and so we're gonna be just doing it's just really gonna be refining.
It's the best
and shaping.
news I've ever heard about my teeth in my entire life.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I shut my eyes, trying not to speak, pretend that I'm dreaming. I smell your breath, not listening, but I still hear you screaming. Going under. One step away till you hear what I'm saying. Sounds like thunder, and the clouds are close.
Okay, so I just got back in my car. I'm probably talking funny because my entire upper lip is so numb. It's seriously that injectable, it wasn't lidocaine, it was something else, is amazing. But, like, I can't even lift it up. But I don't know what my gums look like after that lasering. But they're done. And in a month, we will be back for the full reconstruction. And that is when we're going to grind down my teeth and get new teeth on. And I'm going to show you guys the entire experience. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. So it's been 4 years since I had that mouth restoration, and my teeth are doing great, but I'm super diligent at taking care of them. First, I get teeth cleanings every 3 months. This is not covered by insurance, you guys. I pay cash because my teeth are a huge investment and I want to take care of them. I use a Clarisonic morning and night to make sure that my gums are free from debris. This also helps massage your gums, and with a situation like this, you don't want to have gum recession. So by constantly massaging my gums, I keep them nice and tight to my teeth. I also keep floss at my nightstand, so while I'm watching Netflix late at night, I can do a quick floss. Because of my habitual grinding, I wear night guards every night on both sets. In fact, I can't sleep without them. So even with my diligent behavior, I have still broken loose teeth, but these have been quickly re-cemented in. When I feel one starting to pop, I'm super careful and I open my mouth to make sure that I don't actually bite down and break it. Because if I break it, then it's got to go be remade at the lab. It's going to cost money and it's going to take time. But here's the most interesting outcome so far. I am now back in Invisalign. Yep, back in it. Here they are. This past fall, I noticed that my smile was kind of shifting or not looking the same, and because I video myself every day, it was very noticeable to me. So even with my nightly retainers, my teeth still did shift. I don't know if I had faulty ones. I hope you understand that I share all these details to give you insight about a procedure like this, and also not to scare you, but just to make sure that you know going full in what you might be preparing yourself for. I'm not saying that my orthodontics or my dentist did anything incorrectly. My mouth is a crazy situation and I'm an extreme case. So keep all of that in mind when you're thinking about this for yourself. You might not have the similar issues that I've experienced. So with that in mind, I am back in Invisalign doing a full round once again. And of course, I'm hopeful that the retainers I get at the end of this process will actually retain my teeth. Another point that I noticed, because I did Invisalign in 2019 and then redid it now in 2023-24, is that the price of Invisalign has drastically increased. I don't know if originally I got some special deal, but it has gone up over 100%. My first round was around $1,700, and this second set is $4,000. And no, even though my retainers I believe were defective, I did not get this experience comped. I'm honestly just so grateful that there is a means and a way for me to care for my teeth. These are super important to me. They make such a big difference for my face and overall making me feel better about making videos like this and posting on Instagram. And so it's really important to me to do the best job I can in caring for them, even if that means I'm constantly shelling out money. So with that, I hope this Invisalign series, along with the culmination video of my mouth restoration, which of course is linked here, really gives you guys helpful insight on this entire process. It's a big deal. It took me years to get to the full end of it, and I'm still working on it because things change and move as we age. It's just part of life. And of course, I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you guys on the next video.